All right, everyone, welcome to this class. This is one of many on how to create a fake resume. All right, a little bit of a taboo topic. Shh, don't tell anyone. You do what you have to do to get in the door, right? If you can't get in the door unless you show experience, then you have to do what you have to do, okay? So that's my take on it. I won't go on a rant here. I could talk about that whole subject for quite a while, all right? But my goal right now is to teach you how to create a fake resume, what goes into it, how to do it correctly, all right? That's a big one. How many years do we put into it? How do we know what responsibilities to put into it? So there's so many topics to go over, right? What I'm going to do first is I want to just go through the structure of a resume with you. Okay, so we're going to take a look at just a sample resume, not saying it's correct, not saying it's incorrect. Just want to look at how it's laid out. Okay, just looking at the structure. Okay, there's lots of, we can open up a few to see. IT resumes for IT jobs are a little bit different than normal resumes. Okay, normal resumes, a lot of people are used to hearing that it should be like one page or one or two pages and no more, right? IT resumes are not like that. IT resumes will sometimes be 2, 3, 4 pages, especially if you have 15, 20 years of experience. I think my resume is like 5. I try to keep it, you don't want to go more than 5 pages. So mine's right at 5 because I've been doing this. I've been in IT for 26 years, 27 years. I don't know. I always say 26 years. I've been in IT for too long. Let's just chalk it up to that. All right, way too long. And I've been helping people create resumes and creating resumes for people for the last 15 years. Resume is very important. Not very. I mean, it's critical, right? A resume it's critical to getting in the door, right? Critical to sell yourself. I mean, that's basically what a resume is. It's like a profile of you, right? And they're very outdated. That's for sure. They definitely need an overhaul, big time. But we're not going to go into that. But it is critical to sell yourself. It's what we use to apply for jobs, and it's how you are. It's what a recruiter will look at to determine. Not just a recruiter, but recruiters and hiring managers will look at to determine if you might be a good candidate for a job, right? So it's used to match you to a job requirement. You use it to, when you see a job requirement, you use your resume and you apply for the job, okay? And then they will go through all the resumes and determine if you're a good candidate for the job. So how do they do that? How do they determine, how do they determine if you're a good candidate for a job after you submit your resume, right? Or what about, recruiters also search the internet to see if they can identify good candidates. Not all jobs are posted on job boards. Not all jobs are posted. Recruiters will search resumes directly online on LinkedIn to search and find you directly. They don't always want to pay $400 to post a job, and if they're just looking for a simple tester, they can easily find someone without having to post a job. They'll post a job if it's more competitive, if they know it's gone out to a lot of different recruiters. That's when they'll post a job. So you always have to do both, a search and apply, and then also market yourself to recruiters and companies directly. Okay, but you can't do that unless you have a resume. All right. Okay, so we have to have a resume. So let's go through the structure. All right, so let's take a look at the structure of a resume, right? So the first part is personal information, name, city, state, email, phone. The next part is a professional summary, right? So your first page of an IT resume, most of it is used up with just fluff stuff, right? Your name, personal info, professional summary, like I said. And if I scroll down, we have a technology section, right? And then we have professional experience. What I don't see, and let me check. Yeah, here we have this person at the end has education. Okay. I typically don't do that. I mean, because I'm putting, everything is in the first page, right? A professional summary, what my name is, phone number, email, what technology this first page is a summary of what, right? It's a summary of our skills and strengths, right? It's hard to type. It's our strengths, right? All of these things here are strengths. To use tools like QC, working knowledge of this. I mean, these are our strengths. It's our skills and our strengths. Great attention to detail. So education is knowledge. So I would put that right under technology. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that this resume that we're looking at is right or wrong, right? Like I just showed you, I would not put education at the end. I think it should go on the first page with everything else that's a summary. Like this. Yes. And then we start the professional summary. If you have a lot of education, maybe certificates, all of that would go on the first page, right? It would be education and training. I would put it together, so that way any certificates that you have that are, and it could even be something that may not still be a valid certificate. It could have expired, but you held it before in your past. Okay, now right now I'm just talking structure, not going to go into too much detail of each of these sections, just want to go through the structure. So, and we just did. I mean, we have personal information, we have a summary of our knowledge and skill, summary of our technical knowledge and skill, and then education and training, and then we will start into the professional experience, right? So we're not faking, we're not faking education. You don't need to, right? I mean, you don't need to have a bachelor's degree, but if you don't have one, what do you do? Do you leave it blank? Do you just put a high school degree? That would look probably kind of funny. We'll talk about that. Okay, we will talk about that. My goal is to step you through the process of creating a resume, right? It's not a one-night shot. It's. I wish it was. It's not going to take that long. I'm going to create little videos every night. We'll get through each section. So this is the first of many videos, right? Not too many. Not too many. I don't want to scare people. Not too many. A lot of this stuff, because I want to speed you through this, I will make a a lot of stuff available to you that you can leverage. So you're not creating all of this from scratch. I just want to talk about it with you, go over it, talk about what goes into it, what people look at when they look at professional summary. Because these things are used to match you to a job requirement, right? There's a lot of buzzwords, a lot of terminology in here. A lot of skills, a lot of names of things in here. So these are the key words that are used to match you to a job. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop there for tonight, right? But tomorrow, and I'll send you. Won't send you this sample because it's not mine. But I'll send you another sample, maybe. Let me think about that. Well, I will hold off. I'm not going to send anything until tomorrow. Let's hold off. Right. You usually will. I will before I end. Right. I always ask people if they have a current resume. Right. Because I usually use your resume as the foundation. Typically I'm changing a lot, the structure, the format, but it keeps it different from everyone else's, right? When you go in, if you just take your resume and expand on it, you don't have to create a whole brand new one, right? You can still keep the same look and feel of yours. There's so many options you can look, and I'll show you when we get into it. Just different ways to format your resume to make it, kind of make it pop, right? You're trying to get noticed. You're trying to get someone to take a second look at you and identify you for an interview. Okay. So, all right. Thank you guys. This is day 1. We'll do another one tomorrow and jump into this. And it should only be a few nights for me to walk you through the process, right? We'll fine tune it later, but just to get the main parts into the resume. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Send me any questions.